Good afternoon. I'm Christian Boyce, and I am here today coming to you live from my dining room, kitchen behind me. And we are going to talk today about the iPhone and using mail on it. So here's the phone. We're going to be using a phone just like this. If you've got your phone, it would be great to get it out. Um, the computer I'm using to stream the phone does not have a camera on it. So, this is the last you're going to see of me, and in fact, I recorded this yesterday. So, the recording is from yesterday, but the talk is live, and I encourage you to work along with your own phone, and if you have questions, you can text them to me. I'll remind you of that a little bit later. All right, well, so let's sit back and have some fun with the iPhone and the mail. So today it's all about the iPhone. Now, first of all, I want to thank everybody who came last week for the Mac class. And we learned a lot in that Mac class, including how to block everyone from bothering us. So we had a little Zoom bombing, but we learned a lot, and that's not going to happen anymore. So that's that. Don't worry about that. And I appreciate your feedback from last time too. So this is a webinar. This is different than a meeting. If you've done Zoom meetings before, you know that everybody gets to participate. But when you're doing a webinar, only the host gets to present and make show screens and talk and draw. So that's what we've got here, and that's for safety. Now, we might do some classes that are small, that are interactive with small groups where it's a little more controlled, but this went out to a lot of people. So in order to keep it under control, that's what we had to do. Now, if you have questions, you know that there's the chat feature, and you can type your question, and I am going to do my best to stop after every topic and look for questions. Okay, I can't tell you for sure I'm going to answer every question, but I'm going to try. You all know how to find me. You can send me an email if you don't get your answer during the presentation. I plan on going till about 3 o'clock, and I hope that we do that. And if it needs to go a little longer, that's okay. If it needs to go a little shorter, that's okay. All right, let's see a couple other things. Our next class is Thursday, and it'll be about mail on the Mac, the Mail app on the Mac. Next week is Safari Week. We are going to go on Safari, so to speak, and really maximize our use of using Safari on the iPhone, and then that's on Tuesday, and then on Thursday we'll do it on the Mac. The whole schedule is on my website. Go to christianboyce.com, go to the lectures section, you'll see the schedule. See a recording from last time. If you wait till tomorrow, you'll probably see a recording from this time. It takes a little while to do. And you also see the handout for last time. Okay, so here we go. Now, we're going to start out easy, okay? Start out with the easy stuff, and then we're going to get more and more sophisticated as we go. So let's look at mail here. Okay, so we know the basic things about mail. We know we can delete a message by swiping like this, and there's the trash. Now we can do it a lot of other ways too. I can read the message, and I can type the trash down on the bottom left corner. And I think let's see if I can use my annotation tools here. I'm going to see if I can draw a little. So I could tap that to delete, but that's not the easy way. That is not the easy way. So let's do it the easy way. If you're in the list and you push it over and you get to trash, of course I can tap trash and away it goes. I'm not going to do that because that's a two-stepper. if you slide over and you keep going, do you see now the trash thing gets big, and now I'm just going to let go, and that thing's gone. So let's do another one. Start sliding over. I'm just going to keep going, and there it goes. So one of the weird things about doing a webinar like this is there's no feedback whatsoever. Now, if I were on a stage with a class in front of me, this is where I would stop and everybody would clap and say, that's cool. So feel free to clap and say that's cool in a virtual way so I know that you get it. Okay, now I'm going to delete another message here. Let's delete this one at the top, this one up here. And so as I slide over and I delete it, I'm going to change my mind. Maybe I hit the wrong one. So you notice on my phone, it doesn't ask me if it doesn't ask me to confirm that I want to delete it. It's because in the settings, I told it don't do that. And so on occasion I make a mistake. So how do we get it back? We use shake to undo. That's how we get it back. So I'm holding the phone in my hand. You won't see me shake it on the screen because the screen doesn't understand how to do that. But I'm going to shake it like almost like I'm erasing a blackboard, okay? And you see I get a message here, or maybe like I'm shaking my finger at somebody who did something bad. You shake it hard, and you see that it can say undo. So I'm going to undo the trash, and that message is going to come flying back. And so that's the one where someone subscribed to my website. That we like. Okay, it's nice to be able to get these things back. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to erase a message, and then I'm going to shake. Okay, I'm shaking the phone. If it doesn't work, shake it harder. Okay, shake, shake, shake. And now I can undo the trash, and it comes back. Okay, so that's good. Now I just want to show you, in case you want to have the, if you want to have the ask before deleting thing, you can go into the preferences, the settings for mail. So here we are in the settings. Scroll down to mail and look for this one here, ask before deleting, this one here that I'm turning on and off, okay? I got annoyed with it, but having it on. You might be too. Okay, so let's go back to mail. Now, what we're doing here is we are using an iPhone XS. So things might be a little bit different on your phone than on my phone, but you know, it's going to be about the same. Okay, so now this happens a lot. Here you can see that I'm in the all inboxes up here, and you can see that that's the case because you see here all inboxes, and I was going to circle this mailboxes thing as I'm going to do this next. So when you're when you want to switch mailboxes, we go back, we touch up there at the top left where it says mailboxes, we go back. And these are mailboxes that I might want to get into in a hurry. I might want to look at all of my sent messages. I might want to look at all of my things that I need to act on. I might want to look at all of the notes from when I go out to work. So, because I plan on going out to work again. So how do we do this? These are obviously very quick to switch to any of these top ones here, any of these guys. Very easy for me to switch. But how did this happen? How did I do this? Because you probably don't have an all sent up there. Here's what we do. So let's start from scratch here. You're in mail in an all mailboxes situation. We touch mailboxes at the top left, we get back to the screen, and we're going to hit edit up here in the top right here. So does everybody like these this little magic paintbrush that circles things? If you want me to keep doing it, I'll keep doing it. If it's if you don't like my drawings, you can just tell me and I'll skip them, but I think it helps. Okay, good. We like them. Good. Thanks, Linda. Okay, so what do? Is, well, we hit this edit button, the one I circled, And you see all of these different mailboxes that could be added. The ones that have little dots are the ones that we can add right away. So I'm going to say maybe I want to find I want to have all the trash, so I can tap all trash. When I say done, now you see I've added trash here as a folder that I can get into in a hurry. So I just touch it and I'm in there. Okay, so what you should do is you should go to mailboxes and you should go to edit and you should add the items that you want in this list. Now for me, it's great to have all sent, this guy, because I send from different accounts. I have a couple of accounts on the phone, and so it's nice to see them all in one place. Same as, it's kind of the equivalent of all inboxes. Okay, so anyhow, that's an important thing to know how to do. You can change the order of things. If I wanted to have all trash higher up, I can grab this little slidey thing on the side. This knob, this thing right here. You can grab this and you can drag it up and down. And so that's what I did. And that's nice. So I can arrange these in the order I want. So that's actually not the order I want. It's not as good as what I had before. So I'm going to put that at the bottom of my list. Okay, so that's where it's going to go. Now, you see, well, not very good job by me. Let's try that again. Nice to grab the right one. Okay, so here we go. Put this down here, put this down here. Getting closer. Getting closer. I can do it. I can do it. Come here. Yeah, I did it. Now, you notice that not all of our mailboxes or folders, you might call them folders. Apple calls them mailboxes, so we're going to call them mailboxes. If you might have noticed that not every mailbox had a little circle dot thing next to it to turn it on and off, like all of these. How do you turn these on? Well, now you've got to go to where it says add mailbox right here. All right, so we're going to add a mailbox. We touch, we scroll around, and let's say that there's some mailbox in here, like maybe I need to get into this Craigslist folder all the time. Now you see it's moved up. It's moved up above where it says add mailbox. Now it's in my list. So when that's done, now that we're done, if I'm in all mailboxes like this, I want to switch to my Craigslist folder, I can touch mailboxes up here, right? We'll do that. And now there's my Craigslist folder down here, which I didn't even remember I had because it's too far down. And so now here we are. So that's really great stuff to know how to do. So you should do it. Customize your list so it's easy for you to get to. Okay, so that's that. Now I want to show you how this is one way to change back to the list. The normal thing is you read a message. Here's a message. This looks nice, good. And then you want to get back. So there you go. If I want to change mailboxes from here, if I'm here and I'm reading this message, the normal person is going to click right here, and I'll be normal for a minute, and then they're going to click up here again to go back, and then they're going to switch mailboxes like this. Okay, so we're going to do it a little different way. So let's go do the exact same thing we were doing before. Here's the message. So here's an interesting thing. If you put your finger on the very left edge of the message and you pull over, you see, look, the list is reappearing. That's the list. If I now put my finger on the very left edge and I keep pulling, I'm back at the mailboxes. So it gives you a lot bigger target if all you have to do is swipe anywhere along the left edge from left to right, and you get to switch mailboxes. So I'm going to push it over, pick another one. You see it now. I'm on all inboxes. If I want to get to Craigslist again, instead of going up there to mailboxes, which is a small target, I'm just going to push it all over from left to right. And now I'm going to pick my Craigslist, and there I am. So do you see, you see how to do that? Pretty cool, right? Okay. It's like I've got a stray blue dot here. I hope this goes away. Okay, so this is something that not everybody seems to know, and I didn't really know it at first either. But this is really neat. So this was point number 3, swiping from extreme left to right to be able to get back to the list and then back to the mailboxes. So really fast to change that way. Okay. So Dina has a question. Hi, Dina. Type it. Type that question, and I will come back to it. Any other questions on this before we move on to point number 4? Okay. Oh, wait, Dina, when I see it, I will, or maybe you were just giving me a thumbs up. Okay. Now, you see, when we look at our screen right here, you can see that I have a search box right here. A little hard to see maybe, but there it is, search box. Search box disappears. I'm gonna clear the drawing, but the search box disappears as soon as you start scrolling. So sometimes you find yourself, there's 2 things we want to do here. First, we want to learn how to get up to the top in a hurry. The second thing we want to do is learn how to use the search. So let's get back up to the top. Now, the normal person, if he took 4 times to scroll down to here, he would then go back up the other way and try to get back up a little at a time like this. And of course, you can do it fast. You can really pull on it and hope it goes fast. But if you're way down here, that's a lot of scrolling. All you've got to do to get to the top is tap somewhere up here. Now, I like to tap either here or here. Basically, I try to tell people to tap on the time, on the clock. On my phone, being a 10S, this is all black right here, and that's where the camera is. I don't want to put my finger on the camera and end up taking pictures with fingerprints on them. So I always tell people to tap up here, but the truth is anywhere way up high will scroll you way up to the top again, straight to the top in one shot. Very elegant, none of this swiping, it becomes annoying. So this way you can get to the top in a hurry. So we've gotten there now. Now that we're at the top, that exposes the search box. So when you're in the search box, you have choices, and it's much easier for you to search, much faster for you to search than it is for you to scan through all your emails by eye to try to find something. So I'm going to look for a big green egg. I was looking for a big green egg barbecue. Let's see if I have. I'll look for a big green egg like this, and you see it's dynamic as I type. The search is being done while I type. I don't have to hit search. It just does it as we go. Now, right off the bat, they found a couple of things right here, and how they decide that these are top hits, that's a bit of a mystery, but they're all pretty current, so I think that's probably a big part of it. Now, you can also restrict your search to just one mailbox. So up here, we're on all mailboxes, but we could have made it just the current mailbox. So if you do a search in, say, your inbox with searching for something where you've got thousands and thousands of messages, it might take a long time. If you know that the message is somewhere else, you can go to that mailbox first and then search. But this isn't all that there is to the search. So the normal person does the search and then they stop there. But if you scroll up a little bit, you start to see all kinds of interesting things here. So these are messages where they've got the phrase I was looking for, big green egg, in the title or in the body somewhere. So I'm going to touch here and see about this pork loin here. And we're going to hopefully find, here it is. So we'll look at this this recipe. Okay, great. So you want to use the search, okay? You want to use the search. It's a fast way to do things. And when you're done searching, by the way, hit cancel up here. And as you see the microphone, you could just speak what you're looking for. I could tap it, and I don't know if, yeah, I can tap. Testing 1, 2, 3, and I could search, okay? But they're not gonna find anything. It's testing 1, 2, 3, I hope. All right, so that's searching, and that is scrolling to the top to get to the search. So just remember, when you do your search, I'm gonna look for ribs. I seem to have lunch on the brain. Just remember to scroll down here and find some more stuff here. Okay, that's it, and then cancel to get out. Now I'm gonna do my left swipe and go back to the all inboxes. Okay, let's talk about moving messages around. Now maybe, let's say I want to take some of these messages where people have subscribed to my website and I want to put them in a folder so that I can write them back and say, thanks for subscribing. Okay, well, we know we can do this on a case-by-case basis. Like this message here, this one here, I could click on that, and I could hit the folder down here. So I hope that, yeah, there it is. I click the folder. I could go find where I want to put it, and here's where I want to put it. I want to put it in here. But I think we've seen 4 or 5 of them come in while we were here today. So I don't want to do that 4 or 5 times. I don't even want to do it 2 times. So let's do this. Let's do this the cool way. So really the cool way is this. You touch edit up here. This is something that almost nobody does, but we're going to do it. You touch edit, and what you get are a bunch of dots down the side. Okay, these dots here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to make use of those dots by selecting things with it. I'm going to touch that one, and I'm going to scroll down here. Here's this one. I'm going to see if there's any others here. We're good enough with 2, but yeah, I know there was another one in here, but it doesn't really matter. The point is that I've selected a couple of them, and I'll select, just for fun, I'll select a couple more. Here's something I got to write back about, I know. And here's my friend Susie. Okay, so now that I've selected these things, it tells me at the top 4 selected. So it's up to me to do something with them now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move them. Okay. So I could have, if they were garbage, I could have quickly gone through and tapped and said trash over here. But I'm going to move these. So I'm going to come down to where it says move. I'm going to touch that. And now I'm going to tell them where it's going to go, which is here. All right, so right here. So I touch this once, and all of those messages, all 4 of them go there. Okay, so that's really handy. Okay, so that's moving mail around. That's number 6. And I tried to show you in these pictures, the pictures on your handout. If you got the handout, hope you did. If you didn't, look back at the mailing I made today. There's a link to the handout. But you can see there's a picture that shows 3 selected. That's what it's about. Okay, let's move on to number 7, how to make the text bigger. Okay, when we look at this list, I can read this more or less. I'm reading with glasses on, but I can read it. But there's always this trade-off between big enough to see and too big so it doesn't fit on the screen very well. And the hard part is switching back and forth between different sizes is clumsy. So here's what we do. Here's the clumsy way: is you go back to settings, go to settings, you go to your displays and brightness, you go down to text size, you make it bigger, you go back, now you go look at your mail, and it's so big you can't read it, right? And so now you know it's too big. Now you have to go back. So back we go. Well, sorry, back we go. We back to settings and find another size, text size. It's crazy. So what we do instead, look, that works. but it's so clumsy that no one does it. You don't want to do it. Okay, so let's do it the cool way. The cool way is to use this thing called the control center. Now you probably know about the control center. It's the thing that on an iPhone without a home button, you pull down from the top right ear. You pull down from here, and when you do, you get this. Okay, so when you're in here, yours doesn't look like mine because mine's been customized. So mine's customized with a text size button. All right, so because I've got the text size button in here, it's really quick for me to change sizes. So here's the way it works. I'm gonna put this back. We're in the mail. I pull down on the ear. I get my control center. I touch where those two A's are, right there. And now I've got a text size that I can go up, and you see dynamically, you see it changing. So I'll say, you know what, let's try it like this. And so now to get out of this, you can tap anywhere that isn't here, okay? Type anywhere that isn't there. So I'm going to, and then you gotta tap anywhere that isn't one of those buttons, and I'm gonna do that. So now I'm back at my mail, and I can see that it's bigger without a whole lot of trouble. So I'm gonna pick another size. I'm gonna pull down from the ear. I'm gonna tap the A. I'm gonna pull it down a little bit. Let's make it really small. I'll tap, and now I'm looking like this. So that's really quick and easy, and I don't ever really leave the mail. So that's why I do it this way. So what you need to know is how to modify this so that you have this A thing in here, all right? So I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. And let's do it. I think I'm gonna make my text just a little bigger so it's easy for everybody to see. That's that, okay. I think that's too big. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller so it's easier to fit. Okay, that I think will do. Here's how we set up that control center. If you're not sure about how to do the control center, send me an email. I'll send you a link to an article that I wrote about how to do it. But basically it's this. Get to your settings. It's in your settings, and at the top of your settings, your beginning of your settings, you don't have to go down very far. Here's control center here. By the way, if you have a Mac, you have an iPhone that has a home button, the control center is something you swipe up from. You put your finger near the home button in the plastic and you pull up. For the rest of the people without home buttons, you pull down from the top right corner. Once we go to control center, you can customize it. And you see here's customized controls. So let's customize the controls. So I go here, here's all these things that you can add. And I added a bunch of them. I added all these things that are up in the top section. Those are things that either were there to begin with or I added them, and quite a few that I added. If I wanted to put in something else, I just have to hit the green plus and it flies up there. So if I want, for example, a quick way to get to dark mode, I'll hit the plus right here. And that flies up. Now it's in the top section up here. So it moved. And now when I go back here and I pull down, I've got one more thing in the list. That's my dark mode. So I could touch this and we would be on dark mode. There's dark mode. Switch back out of it. Oh, that's nice. Back to light mode. Okay, so you want to know how to do that. So do that. Use the control center. That's number 7. Okay, right. Older phones pull up from bottom. Correct. Cheryl, you are 100% correct. Okay, now let's look at one other thing that mail can do for us, and it can get us out of some of these messages that we don't want to see anymore. Like, okay, let's look at. I want to find something from a mailing list because I have plenty. Okay, I'm sure this is one. Do you see up here at the top? This message is from a mailing list. Huh. So they knew that. So what the normal person does when they want to unsubscribe is they scroll way down here to the bottom and they look in this tiny print and they try to find unsubscribe. And, you know, I don't even, oh, here, I can find, update my preferences, you know, great. And you know, it's just it's a rabbit hole. You go down and you're in there forever and you're not sure it's going to work. So what we do instead is we use Apple's built-in thing up here at the top. And so all I've got to do is I'm going to tap this button up here. Since they recognize it as being a mailing list and I don't want it, I'm going to tap unsubscribe. They ask me, do I want to get rid of it? You know, they're going to send the message to unsubscribe. And you can see I kind of made the text a little too big because I can't quite read the message, but remember I could fix that with the control center. So I'm going to say, yeah, I want to unsubscribe. I tap this, and that's the end of that. I'm not going to see, well, theoretically that's the end of that. I mean, Apple sends the message that says Christian Boyce wants to get off your list, and maybe they do, maybe they don't, but it's more fun to have them do it in one tap. So look for that. Okay. Now, two more things to do before we move on to another thing with mail. And you notice that this is all about reading mail. This is all about dealing with mail that came in. And that's how I should have mentioned, this is how our talk is split today. It's split into two pieces, how to deal with mail that's come in and how to deal with mail that you're sending out. So far we're doing the inbound. Page 2 is coming right up. Well, let's look at filtering mail. So when you look at a list of mail like this and you see all these messages, some of them have blue dots next to them. That means I haven't read them yet. Some of them don't have blue dots. That means I did read them. Well, that's a lot of clutter. And you know, I have a lot of pieces of mail, and I don't know if you're looking here, but this number down here says 123,892 unread. So you add to that the ones I have read, and it's a lot of mail. So one can use the filter button here. Now the filter button is a button that gets tapped by mistake more often than it gets tapped on purpose. But if you know what it's for, you may end up being the one who uses it on purpose. So I'm going to touch it. And when you touch it, you see here, it tells me how it's filtered right now. It's filtered by showing me only messages that have attachments, and you can see all of these have a little paper clip next to them, right? So these are all messages with attachments. So that's kind of cool. That narrows it down for when you want to find that one message that someone sent you that has some photos or something attached. But in this case, what I wanted to do is show just the unread messages. So what we do is we tap when it says filtered by attachments. You tap down there, and that's what I'm going to do. And now you get to tell it what you're trying to do. I'm going to tell it that I want to see unread messages. So I'm going to tap unread, and I do not care about whether it has an attachment or not. So I'm going to turn off the attachment. But so if I do this, it's only going to show me unread messages. So what I should see down the left-hand side is a lot of messages with blue dots. In fact, they better all have blue dots. Now, I got to warn you, when I tap done up here at the top, this is not instant. Sometimes it can take a second or two, and it makes it look like nothing happened. But we're going to wait because we want to see it happen. So here I go. I'm going to touch done, and here's my blue dots. And so you see everything's a blue dot. Okay, everything's a blue dot. So when you do it like this, this is great when you want it this way. But if you're looking for a message that you read before, you don't see it, and you start to wonder, where'd it go? And so that's when you notice, aha, this button down here is turned blue. I must have tapped this by mistake. So all you have to do to turn off the filter is just tap it again, and now it's white, and now you're back to normal. So now I see a mix of messages. I hope there's some that are read and some that are not read. So watch out for doing it accidentally, but know that it's there. Okay. Now, last but not least, in our page 1 in the incoming mail section, I want to show you how you can do a lot more than reply with the reply button. Now, I don't really know why this button down here, this reply button, is is known as a reply button when it actually does so much more than reply. But you just need to know it exists. And what happens is when you touch it, you see these basic things and you think, okay, well, that's great. I've got reply. I got reply all over here. I've got forward. I've got trash. So it's kind of more of an action button than a reply. But the thing is, there's a lot more to it. If you scroll down a little bit, you start to see, boy, there's a lot. I could move it into a folder. And it turns out that because I normally, remember this message was from Morgan Stanley. And when I get messages from Morgan Stanley, I usually file them into this folder called Need to Act On. And the phone has noticed that. And so it's suggesting that to me. I can put it anywhere I want by going up here to move message, and then I get to pick the folder. But they're suggesting this, and that's a great guess. And we can do other things, including print. This is where you find print, is in the reply button. Don't ask me why it has anything to do with replying, but this is where you go to print. So when you go to print, you can print anything to any printer that's on your network. It has to be on the same network as your phone. So if your phone connects to your house Wi-Fi and your computer connects to the printer on the house Wi-Fi, then probably the printer's on the house Wi-Fi too. And so when you go to print, you'll see a list of you see to choose a printer. I'm going to touch select printer, and I hope I see a printer. Oh, there's one. That's my printer. So I could touch it. I could tell it how many pages. I can tell if it's going to be color or black and white. I'll do it in black and white. And I can say which page. I'm just going to print. Well, I'll print them all. Why not? Just for fun. And I hit print, and away it goes. So there you go. So just know that this button is way bigger than reply. I want to show you one more thing. I think I wonder if I got anything from Amazon, because when I get stuff from Amazon, it knows that I want to file this in my orders folder. So I'm going to just scroll through here real quick. Okay, well, I guess I already did it, but you get the idea. I mean, I'll just pretend that this folder, that this message was from Amazon, and when I touch my button here, right down here, it would suggest move to my quote unquote orders folder. So it's really good at this. So if you just look, you'll see that it's figuring out what you do, and if you just let it suggest things, it's probably going to be right. Okay, so that, my friends, is page one. That's for stuff for mail coming in. So now let's deal with mail going out. Okay. So the best way for mail going out, I'm going to hit, of course, our button down here to make mail go out. Now, if you don't have this, all the buttons that I'm seeing here, like if I'm here, you still see the button. Well, that came in, I think, system iOS 13.4. They took it, it was gone, and now it's back. So if you're not seeing buttons that look just like mine, make sure you're on 13.4 or 13.4.1. If you're on 13.3, you wouldn't see this button, and the trash would have been moved to a different place. Trash would have been right here. Okay, so look, let's write a new message. So the quickest way to get text into a message is to dictate it. And I'm gonna address this to myself. So I'm gonna do CHR, and that's me. And subject, I'll say nice shirt. Okay, I'm gonna say nice shirt. Okay, so now if I want to dictate, down here we have a microphone. Now, some systems, sometimes you see a microphone right over here next to the space bar. But wherever the microphone is, you want to tap it, and you want to speak. And this, if you wonder about Smiling Jack here, this guy over here, of course, this is your emoji keyboard. And there's some other things that can happen when you touch that, but we're just going to deal with the microphone. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to tap the mic, and you'll see this is a test of dictation on the iPhone, period. Seems to work pretty well, exclamation point. New paragraph. That's all we have time for today, period. So you may have noticed to end it, I tapped the thing that looked like a keyboard. So I'm gonna do that again. And when I turn on, that's how you turn it off. Okay, that's how you get back to the keyboard. So dictation is great. If you're, if you, look, I'm not the world's best speaker, but you could see it worked 100% for me. So remember to speak the punctuation, and if you want a new paragraph, say new paragraph. Now, just because I did some of it in dictation doesn't mean I can't continue to type myself, okay? So in conjunction with a little bit of typing sometimes and the autocorrect, you can really get your stuff in there in a hurry. So use dictation, and if dictation isn't exclusive to mail, you can dictate anywhere that you can type, but I think we type the most in mail, so it's important here. So just remember a couple other things, a couple little tricks, and let the system do what it can do for you. If I write a sentence, I'll say, if I write a sentence and stop, I'll say, and I'm going to hit 2 spaces. It puts a period, and then it knows it's going to capitalize the next letter I type. You see it even hit the shift for me. So don't bother typing periods and spaces. Let the system do it for you, because it will. Okay, so that's a simple one. It's been there for a while, but you'd be surprised. Someone may be thinking that that's the greatest thing they ever saw. So I just want to make sure you knew. Now, something that's new is moving the cursor. So it's really tough to move this skinny flashing cursor around, except that it's become easier now. What you do is you tap and hold on the space bar. And when you do, all the keys disappear. Okay, all the keycaps disappear. So here I go. I'm gonna touch the space bar, and you see they've all disappeared. Now, if I slide around where the keys used to be, you see I can move the pointer where I want to be, and that's a pretty cool thing to be able to do. So I'm gonna do it again. Oops, I just made a mistake. I'm gonna shake to undo. Remember, shake to undo. It's all back. So you can still tap where you want it. If you've got a nice pointy finger, you can tap and there it is. But if you hold the space and you move around, now I can come over here. I can put it right there, and then I can clean things up. So just remember about that. So it's the space bar. I'm gonna do this in slow motion here. Watch this area become blank. Okay. So I'm gonna push the space bar. Now this is blank. Now I'm moving my finger around inside that blank area to position this cursor precisely. So that one, I forget when that showed up, but it's a relatively new thing. It's a little bit different than it used to be, but this is how you do it in iOS 13 is you press the space and you hold it, okay? All right, now let's do a couple other little tricks. Suppose you want to type somebody's email address. I'll say, suppose you want to type Steve at steve.com. So you type Steve, then you look for the at. You're gonna look around, but there it is, at. This might not work. I just realized. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Sorry, wrong place. I did that on purpose. Okay, let me show you. When you go up, when you're in a box where they're expecting an email address, then it works. So here I'll type in Steve at Steve, and now when I hit the dot, you can tell this is a special keyboard because they know where I am. I'm in an address box. So look at the things that are down here at the bottom. Instead of a space bar, I see space and at and a dot. So when I touch that dot, I'm gonna touch and hold here. When I do, it shows me, if I had done it right, you see the .com, the .net, the .edu, all those things. So I can I can do it better than I just did it. So sorry, let me try again. I'm looking in two places when I do it. Here's the dot, and if I just let go, it's .com. So if I didn't want it to be .com, I touch it, I slide to .org, and there it is. So it saves a little time. I mean, if you can touch something and get 4 characters typed instead of having to type all 4, that's a 4 for 1, and that's fewer mistakes you're going to make, and that's less time for you to, if you make mistakes, you got to go fix them. I know you know how to type org and you know how to type com, but let the system do it for you. Okay. However, there's a new way to type. Okay, it's a new way to type, and so let me put a subject in here. I'll just say testing. Okay, so we know how to dictate, and that's really great. However, you can't really dictate in all situations, like when you're around other people. If we might be around other people someday. So what you want to do is you want to use the fastest way you can type, and the fastest way is probably called slide to type. Now, I show you a picture of it in the handout down there near number 3 and number 4, and basically the way you do it is if I want to write, I'm going to try to write "this is cool." So I'm going instead of going tap on the T, tap, I go tap on the T, tap on the H, tap on the I, tap here, tap space. I'm not going to do that. Okay, I'm going to sort of slide. I'm going to put my finger on the T. I'm going to keep my finger on it and slide down to the H, up to the I, down to the S. Okay, then I'll pick it up and go get the IS. So here I go. This is COOL. Cool. Okay. Wow, right? Is that a wow? I think it's a wow. So you do this without picking your finger up, except for in between the words. So, in fact, probably it would figure out that I was making 3 words here, but I always pick my finger up after each word. If you need help with that, if you look, how do you turn that on is in General and in Keyboards, in the Keyboard section, and you see slide to type here, okay? Slide to type. You probably want this on but if you want it off because you accidentally are doing things with it, well, that's fine. But anyway, slide to type is pretty darn cool. And if you couldn't dictate, it's probably because this wasn't turned on here. So there's a lot of good stuff here. This is settings, and then we went from settings down to general, right? General here. And then after general, we went to keyboard down here. So lots of good stuff in there. Okay, so now you know about that. Okay, now one other interesting thing about this is the so-called one-handed keyboard. You see here it says one-handed keyboard off. What does this look like? Well, let's say you're used to holding the phone in your right hand and typing with your thumb, or with your left hand typing with your left thumb, and you want to do it one-handed. Well, you can turn this on here, but this is the hardest way to turn it on, so I'm not going to bother doing it like this. But it's handy if that's the way you use the phone, because the phone is so big now that unless you have really big hands, you can't make the reach from all the way across the keyboard with one hand. So what you do is you click down here on this emoji keyboard, and I'm going to touch there and hold it, and all of a sudden you see I have a left-hand keyboard, a full keyboard, and a right keyboard. So I'm going to pick the left keyboard. Now it looks like this. So all the letters are kind of a little closer together. So I can reach them with my thumb. Hitting the letter P here is easy because it's not much of a reach for me at all. All the way over to where it used to be, that's a reach. So how do we get out of that is we're going to click our friend here, the emoji keyboard thing again. And I'm going to do better. I'm going to hold it, as that's what I'm supposed to do, touch and hold it. I can put it on the right if I type on my right hand, or I can touch and hold it again. I can hit in the middle, back to normal. There's even another way, touch it. Let's say we're on the left-hand side. Here's this this little white thing, so I can touch that and it just pulls over. Okay, so watch out for that one-handed keyboard. When it happens by mistake and you don't know why it's there, then that's really a drag. Okay. Now you can make the keyboard bigger if your fingers are too big and you can't seem to hit just one letter at a time. Try turning the phone sideways like this, and you see every button's bigger. So it's not going to be as big as it looks to you on your screen. It's not going to be, a foot across, but those buttons are bigger. So if you do it like that, that might be the answer for you. All right, or it might be the answer for, one of your, maybe a parent or somebody who has trouble hitting the small things. Okay, so that's, now we know about number 3 and number 4. And now we're going to do number 5. We're going to be a little late, but I think it's going to be worth it. So hang in there. Let's say we want to format, some text. So you notice this area here. How did this get here? Well, when you're typing, it disappears. Okay, so I'll say this is me typing. So it's gone, but you also see this little arrow here. So this gray area in here, this gray area is while you're typing, it's giving you suggestions for autocorrects, and they're also giving you suggestions for words that they think you might want to type next. So I could just touch it. This is me typing my email from then I'll type class. Okay, so while you're typing, it's doing this. But if you want to get that, you want to get the formatting bar back out, we just are going to tap here, and here's all this great stuff. So even just starting with the AA here, there's a lot to do. The first thing I'm going to do is highlight some words. I'm going to double tap on the word typing, and I'm going to grab the little knob on the bottom right there, that blue knob, and I'm going to highlight like this. So I'm going to have this highlighted, and I want to format this. So I'm going to click here. Look at the formatting I can do. I mean, of course, bold is easy. I mean, this is baby stuff. Okay, and so I've got a B here for bold. All right, and I've got italic next to it, and so on and off. I've got underline on and off. I strike through on and off. I can change the font size. I've got, you see here, we got font sizes. So I'll hit the big A, bigger, 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 and just like you'd expect, it only affects the stuff that's highlighted. I'll go back smaller here, and now I can change the color. So I'm going to make it bold. There's my B for bold. Here's the color here. So let's pick a color. I'm going to tap. I get this nice palette of colors, and let's pick, I'll pick something that'll stand out like the red. Drop the palette with the X here, and that takes care of that. And I can drop the whole formatting palette also. Now you might also see that we also have alignment. So we can do bullets, we can do numbered bullets, we can do centers, we can do right aligned, all kinds of great stuff. When you want to get rid of this formatting palette, you gotta click here, and down it goes. Okay, well that's nice. That's really nice. And if that was all there was, that would be great, worth the price of admission. So, but let's add a picture. So you can probably guess if you tap this one, this is just going to look at pictures in your photo library. You can figure that out. Here, you're going to take a picture, and I will use the camera here. I will take a picture of my microphone, and I'm going to see down here at the bottom, use photo. But if I didn't like it, I could retake it. But I think it's great. So I'm going to use this photo. So I've put a picture in, and now you see my picture in the email, and that's great. But there's more we can do after that. So I'll come down here a little bit further. I'll tap our little chevron here. Okay, here's a really good one. This button here, this is the scanner button. So with the scanner button, you can basically you take a picture of something and the phone straightens it out. So I'm gonna take a picture of a business card here. Let's see how it works. All right, so I'm gonna tap this button right now. First, I'm gonna clear this up, make this nice and neat. Okay, so I tap that, and here we go. Position the document in view. Okay, so here's you see how it made a blue thing around it, and it guessed that was my card. I'm gonna say save down here. This is my placemat that I'm working on. Okay, so I hit save, and now look at that card. It's perfect. It's straight. It's clean. It's now you might not see it quite as clearly as it really is, but it's crystal clear. It's a perfect picture. So if you've got something that's a document that you need to send to somebody, which we all do, you don't try to take the picture first. This scanning thing isn't available without it being a separate app. You can get other apps that can do this, but if you want to take a picture with the built-in camera, it's not going to do it the way I just did it. So you want to get your email going, get your document on the ground or on the table, and then take the picture with this scanner button. Okay. Now, one last thing that we can do, which is really quite nice, is we can use markup tools here. So I'm going to make a new message here. I'm going to cancel this message, and I'm going to write a new message, and I'm going to put a little picture in there. I'm going to say hi there, and I'm going to try to put a jolly picture in there. So how am I going to put my jolly picture in there? Well, I'm going to use markup tools. And these are the markup tools. So the markup tools are showing because I'm not typing right now. So if they weren't showing, if I was typing and they disappeared, remember, just tap here, okay? So I'm going to do that right now. And the markup tools are this pen in the circle. So I'm going to tap that. Now I can draw. So down at the bottom here, you've got some drawing tools. Okay, get some drawing tools here. We have 2 things left to do, just this one and one more. So hang in there. So we have different tools. You know, we have a felt pen. We got a highlighter. We've got a eraser. We got a pencil. We got something else I don't remember, and we've got colors. So let's just pick. I'm gonna pick the first tool. That's this pen. I'm gonna pick a thick line. So these are different thicknesses of lines up here. This slider is different opacity. So I want it to be 100% opaque, and I want it to be pretty thick. And I'm going to touch this color down here, and we're going to find a color that I like. Surprisingly, it's going to be blue. Okay. So now to get this palette to drop, tap here again on this underneath this top right on this color circle drops. So now I can draw. Okay, so I can draw a picture like this. So I've drawn. And when I'm done, now of course you notice up here, we have undo. So if I make a mistake, like whoops, I can tap up here and undo that move. So that's what I'm gonna do, undo. I can redo it if I liked it better with this one. And now I'm going to send my picture, and maybe I'll change colors too. Let me try another color. I'll get some purple here. Drop it again, and I'm gonna maybe get a highlighter here, and I'll just kind of. It doesn't look too purple to me. I'm gonna undo that with my undo button at the top. Let me touch this. I guess I didn't pick my color. I didn't pick my color. There, that's purple. So now, see, even the pen down here shows me it's purple. So there you go. A little bit of color. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. That's what undo's for. And now I'm going to, I mean, I know it's not really artistic, but there we are. I liked it better before. So Okay, so there we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I'm done. So done is up here at the top, right here. So let's tap done. And now it asks me what I want to do. I want to insert the drawing. And now I have this terrific picture in my drawing, in my email. There it is. Okay. Okay, well that's nice. That is nice, but let me show you what's even nicer. One more thing, and then you're gonna be blown away. Is what you're gonna be. Okay. Supposing suppose we have something that where we need to sign it, like we have a picture, and we want to put this picture and draw on this picture. Well, okay, so I'm going to take a picture, and I'm going to take a picture of a sticky note. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm going to do this anyway. Here's a sticky note. I take the picture, and I'm going to say use photo down at the bottom right. Okay, now I want to mark on this. So I'm going to touch this picture. Let's see if I can do this. I hope this is going to work. Okay, so I've highlighted the picture, and you see at the top up here, it says markup up here, okay? So I'm gonna touch the markup, and now I can draw on this picture. So I'm gonna use my pen again. I'm gonna pick a different color just to show you I can do it. I'm gonna pick, I'll pick black, and I'm going to, now I'm gonna write on this. Okay, so you imagine that what we had instead was a PDF that needed your signature. Well, you could sign it. Okay, so I'm gonna, it's not easy. I mean, you have to sign with a finger, but it works. So now when I've done that, you see I've added this, I've marked up a picture. So you can do it too, all right? So there you go. Now, last but not least, I wanna show you how to add a signature with an image that really doesn't make it look like every time you make a signature that it looks like you have an attachment. So you might have remembered when we were, let's see, I'm gonna cancel this message. There was a time when we were looking at messages, and I looked for messages that said, that had attachments. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go filter again by attachments. I wanna show you something here. So I'm going to tap down at the bottom where it says unread, and I'm going to say, show me the ones that have attachments. And now I'm done. And we got all those paper clips, right? Okay, well, some of these things do have attachments, but some of them don't. Like, I'll show you one that doesn't. Give me a moment, but here's what I'm looking for. Here's my friend Joey, okay? So Joey here has sent me an email with what looks like an attachment. There's a paper clip right here. So it must have an attachment. But guess what? If I look at this email, the reason it looks like there's an attachment is because of his signature that has this nice mouse in it, okay? So this is bad because what happens is when somebody wants to find the one email where Joey has actually truly attached something, they can't, this paperclip doesn't help them because every email he sends looks like it has an attachment. And this is not to single out Joey because he's a great guy, and this is for the IT department to get right. There's a way to do it so that it doesn't look like an attachment. When you think about it, and I'm going to unfilter this here. When you think about it, there are many things that you get that have lots of pictures in them, but they don't look like they have an attachment. Like, for example, here's an email I haven't even looked at, but I'm guessing that this one's loaded with pictures, but you don't see any paper clip. How do they do it? Let's go look. I'm wrong. Okay, well, that was nice. Let's look at somebody else's and let's see if I can be right the second time. Let's see about, well, look at this one here. Okay, look, there's pictures galore here. So when you look at this thing, you see pictures, yet if I go back, we don't see any paper clips. So how do they do it, and how are we gonna do it? Well, we're gonna do it the similar way, which is Well, it's the right way. Okay, and the way you do it is you, instead of actually including the pictures when you send the email, you include special instructions to load the pictures like a web page. Now it sounds hard, but it's easy if you know what you're doing, and we do. So watch this. This is our last thing today, so hang in there, and this will really help separate the mice from the cheese. So we're going to go to a web page. Okay, we're going to go to a web page, which is, I have to find Safari here. Okay, so we're going to go to a web page that is called mail-signatures.com. Now I've been there before. They know what I'm up to, so I'm gonna touch that. Okay. Now when we do this, this is a website that's all about signatures, and at the top we have this stack of menus. This is so-called hamburger menu, they call it. So I'm going to touch that. It drops things, and I see signature generator, and that's what we're going to use. So these guys are going to help me make this signature, and I'm going to put it in my email so that when I send messages, it doesn't just say sent from my iPhone. Okay, it's going to say something better. So here we go. I'm going to tap where it says signature generator. And even though they say it was tested on Chrome and Firefox, it works here too. So I'm going to say goodbye to that message. And I'm going to have to click OK here to say I appreciate them telling me about the cookies. That's fine too. So the trick here is how to get started. And the way you get started, even though you might not be using Gmail, is click Gmail anyway. So we're going to do this. Now we have templates. And so there are many templates down here at the bottom, and I can use this arrow or this arrow to scroll through them. So I'm going to scroll. I'm going to find one that's kind of simple and nice. This one looks sort of simple and nice, this orange one, but it's not really my speed. How about this one? This looks nice. This one on the right with this big G. So let's make a signature that looks like this with a picture. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to, Siri thinks I said seriously. Okay. I'm going to tap right here on this guy. And now that I've done that, I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and we're going to fill it in. So here's my data. I'm going to say my name is not John Doe, so I'm going to put in who I am. I'm not going to do all of it, but I'm going to do some of it. And they know my iPhone knows that my name is Boyce. It knows that I am, I'll say I'm Mac and iPhone consultant for a title. How's that? Consultant. My email address, I'll put that in. Now I've got a shortcut for my email address. I'm tired of typing my email address, so I went into the keyboard section of the settings and I made a shortcut. So if I type my initials CB and then the letters EM for email, it puts it in. So here we go. I'm going to do CBEM, and there it is. So that takes care of that. And actually, I like the bottom one better. But now I'll put in a phone number. Here's a phone number. I'll leave out the mobile number. Now I'll do a little bit more. So company data, I'm going to, real quick, I'm going to put in Christian Boyce. Oh, I think they want me to do this. Yes, let's see, www. Pardon my slow typing, but you know, I'm looking in two places. Christian Boyce.com. I should make that a shortcut too. Okay. I don't want a capital W, so I'm going to have to use my spacebar trick. Take care of that W, lowercase w. And I'm going to put in my address, Ocean Park Boulevard, and this will be, hopefully this will say Santa Monica. Santa Claus, Santa Monica. Capital C, capital A, finally 90405. Now, this isn't very hard to do. Now I need a graphic. Okay, we need a graphic. So where's our graphic? Well, what am I going to do for a graphic? Well, I've got to go find a graphic that's been uploaded somewhere. So I've prepared this in advance. I have a graphic somewhere. I have to find it. I hope I can find it. So let's see. I believe it's on HTTPS :// This is how I'm gonna get my picture, and this is the trick. christianvoice.com/ I believe it is, oh boy, I hope I remember this. There's a lot to remember, but you would have to put your picture somewhere, right? If you've got Google, you can use Google Drive. You can park your thing on Google Drive and get a link to it, okay? Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. And I'm not gonna put in social media links and all these things. I could. I mean, if I do social media links, it's gonna let me set up YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all that, but we don't have time. But you can see what my signature is starting to look like here. Looks pretty good, all right? Especially if you use a picture from 7 years ago. That's the way to do it. So actually, it's only 6 years ago. So now what you do, you've got this, you've made this thing, and now I'm gonna touch where it says apply your signature, okay, here. This is all free, by the way. The website is free. So I go here, and they kind of tell you what to do, but I'm gonna tell you the shortcut is tap copy. So I'm gonna hit the copy button up there. And as they say, your signature's been copied. Great. So now we gotta get out of here. We gotta go paste it somewhere before we drop it. Where we paste it is in the settings. You go to settings, you go to mail, you go to signatures, and down here in my AOL signature, I don't have a signature at all. Okay, this is what you're seeing up here is a signature for some other accounts. But what I'm gonna do is just gonna touch here, and I'm gonna hit paste. And there it looks like, there it is, right? So great, so I'm done. So now let's prove it. I'm gonna send myself a message from my AOL account, and I'm gonna see if it has a signature or not, okay? So we'll send it to this address, because this one comes in fast. How's it look? Okay, so I'll just say hi there. And I'm gonna, instead of sending it from that address, I'm gonna tap up there, and I'm going to send it from my AOL address, because that's the one I said I was sending it from. So that's the signature I set up. So there it is. All right, the tension mounts. So I'm going to do that. And now you can see my signature. There it is, right? Will it look like we have is it gonna look like I have an attachment or not? Well, let's mail it and let's go find out, okay? So I'm gonna go back to my inbox as I sent it. We're gonna wait for this message to come in. I'm pulling down, this is the trick, right? You pull down on the list, and it kind of goes bouncy, and you see a little spinner up here. That's because it's looking for messages. Okay, now, before I look at this message, let's look at it in the list. You don't see a paperclip icon here, right? And just to make sure that you can see that I do have some with paper clips, I'll scroll until I see one. Well, maybe I'll scroll a lot longer than that. There's got to be one here. Okay, where's my attachments, people? Give me an attachment. There's one. Okay, so you see I do show paper clips from time to time. So that one clearly has an attachment, or it has something like an attachment. I'm gonna go up to the top here, and here we go. This one does not have an attachment, and when I touch it, lo and behold, it's still got the groovy signature. So now I know if we were doing this in person, this is where I would end it and take a bow, and you would be clapping, because that's sensational. Nobody has a signature like that. Now, the little tip, you can use the same kind of signature in your Gmail if you're a Gmail user in a web browser. If that's how you use your mail on the computer, you can paste that right in there. So isn't that nice? Okay, it's a good looking signature. It's got links, it's got a picture, and it doesn't show up as an attachment. Okay, there you go. That's 3 hours. It's 3:16. We're a little over. We covered a lot. Any questions? Thank you, Linda. Clap, clap, clap. Appreciate that. If you don't have questions right now, that's fine. If you do, ask them. If you don't, send me an email when you think about it. Thanks, Susan. Good to see you too. Even though all I got to see was your name. If you go back to my website, christianvoice.com, and you look at lectures, in the lectures section, you'll see recording from last time. You'll see a recording from this time in a few hours. Okay, maybe tomorrow. And you'll see a handout in case you lost the email that I sent the handout in. And Thursday we'll do the same sort of thing on the Mac. Okay, that's all I got. I hope you learned something. Appreciate those of you who showed up, and tell a friend. I'm glad to do more of these things. Yeah, I got a lot to teach you. It took me 30 years to learn. It only took you an hour and 15 minutes. Okay.